Thank you very much. And welcome to this meeting. It's fantastic to see all of you here, more than 400 people. And it started with how many? 18? Is that what it is? 80 to 400. Well, that's quite a progression. So I'm very happy to be here, and it's very true what Sissel says, and that is that for the University of Oslo, global health is a major issue. Our ambition is to be visible on the international scene when it comes to the questions that you will be discussing today and tomorrow. And perhaps some of you know that over the last few years, I've been heading an international commission on global health, the Lancet University of Oslo Commission on Global Governance for Health. And I should say that both the chair of the conference, Sissel Roalkvam, and the preceding speaker, Inge Scheel, they played a central role in this commission and also in writing the commission report that has been translated now into 3 different languages. And with us today is also the co-chair of the commission, Yashodhara Dasgupta. She's sitting here. In fact, she hosted one of the most important meetings that we had during the lifespan of the commission. And with Yashodhara's consent, I will use 2 examples from this meeting that she hosted in India as a sort of prelude to the discussion that you will be having today and tomorrow. Because the commission meeting that Yashodhara hosted for us in India was a seminal, very important meeting. What transpired during this meeting is that we were confronted with 2 examples of the need to better safeguard children's and women's health. We learned, for example, in India, that the Bhopal gas tragedy, which took place more than 30 years ago, in 1984, still has a major impact on health, and most notably, in fact, women's and children's health. The drinking water is contaminated due to dumping of chemicals and waste, and children of gas-affected parents are themselves afflicted by the union carbide's poison. And during our meeting in India, we also were confronted with the enormous scale of the Indian fertility industry. And I think I could say that it was clear to all of us that legislation is needed to safeguard the health, human rights, and autonomy of the thousands of women who act as surrogates in present-day India. Just 2 examples. These are 2 examples of many. Research and conferences like this are in fact essential in order to convince political decision makers and the society at large of the need to put women's and children's health at the core of the post-2015 developmental agenda. I think we could say today that the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals, they did accelerate progress, they did galvanize political support, and did set global and national agendas, but crucial challenges do remain. And that's because new health threats are created due to growing environmental challenges, financial constraints, increasing global inequality, demographic shifts, and so forth. Food and nutritional security are compromised, we know, by climate change and environmental degradation. And globalization has influenced some of the important determinants of health, that many of them are even beyond the control of governments. And as we discussed in the report of the Lancet University of Oslo Commission, we need today to look at the political determinants of health. Health has to be considered an issue of political choice. The call for more sustainable and equitable development goals is also a call for more comprehensive and interdisciplinary approach to these pressing issues. There is a need for universities to actively participate in search for solutions, and herein lies a major ambition of my own university, the University of Oslo. The host of this year's Global Conference is the interfaculty research program called LEVE, Livelihoods in Developing Countries. And LEVE has acquired competence in and seen the challenges with the interdisciplinary and cross-sectoral research, and is as such an excellent host, I would say, for this year's Global Conference. We are now asked to look into the future and discuss the role of research in policy development in the years to come. Just a few additional words about LEVE. LEVE coordinates research collaboration between the Faculty of Social Sciences, Law and Medicine, and the Center for Development and Environment. And it strives to better understand the patterns of poverty and illness resulting from new complex risks associated with globalization. The LEVE program has focused on factors such as changes in global and regional climate, water resource quality, food and nutrition security, ecosystem health and access to health care, and how these factors affect individual and planetary health. So I will conclude by saying that the annual Global Conference is an important meeting place for research institutions dealing with global health. And having looked at the program, I think you are in for some very exciting discussions. And I would also like to acknowledge NORAD and the Norwegian Research Council, which are institutions that support many of the activities that relate to global health here in Norway. So, mingle, and as Inge said, be kind to one another. And I wish you the best of luck, and I do trust that this will be a rewarding meeting for all of you, and particularly for those who have come here from other countries. Our foreign guests are particularly welcome to this particular conference. Thank you very much for your attention.